At Christmas, my brother gifted everyone personalized letters, stories, memories, inside jokes. Mine said, "Still don't know who you really are." Mom laughed. Dad nodded. I bit my tongue, ate my food, handed out gift cards like every year. That night, I opened my backup drive, pulled up the folder labeled "For Later," tax records, chat logs, screenshots, started uploading one file to an anonymous inbox, just one, for now. You always make yourself the victim. Mom's voice sliced through the room like the carving knife still sitting on the edge of the Christmas table. We're just trying to have a nice dinner, and here you go again. No, you're trying to have a quiet dinner. I cut in, voice low but sharp. There's a difference. Forks scraped plates. The green beans went cold. My brother Aaron leaned back in his chair like he was watching something on TV. "Oh, here we go," he said, smirking. "God forbid someone doesn't walk on eggshells around you." "Aaron," Dad warned under his breath, but it was the kind of warning you give when you want someone to keep going. Plausible deniability. "No, let him talk," I said, pushing my plate away. "I'm dying to know what he thinks he knows about me." Aaron folded his arms. "I wrote those letters for everyone to feel seen. I gave you one too. That was me being honest." "Yeah," I said, reaching into my pocket. I pulled out the folded sheet, the one he handed me before dinner with that smug, knowing look. I tossed it on the table like a discarded bill. "Still don't know who you really are. Merry Christmas, huh?" Mom laughed. Actually laughed. A dry, startled bark. "Oh, come on. He didn't mean it like that." "And no, I meant it exactly like that," Aaron said, tilting his wine glass to catch the light. "We don't know who you are. What do you even do all day?" I stared at him, then at Dad. He didn't say anything, just nodded slowly. Not at me, at Aaron. Like he agreed. I bit the inside of my cheek until I tasted blood. They didn't know. They never did. But they were about to. I'm Lucas. I'm 26. And I'm done. I'm Lucas. I'm 26. I live alone. By choice, I work remotely. Cybersecurity contracting, digital forensics. No one's ever bothered to ask. I've spent most of my life quietly taking care of things behind the scenes, putting out fires before anyone smelled smoke. But around here, that just means you're invisible. It's not that I don't want a relationship with them. It's that they built a whole damn family dynamic around ignoring me until I became useful. "Can you look over these taxes?" "Lucas, can you fix Mom's email?" "Lucas, do you still have that external drive with Aaron's wedding photos? We lost ours." Every favor added up like emotional debt, except they never paid interest, just acted like I owed them more for the privilege of being tolerated. Aaron's 30, lawyer, golden boy, captain of the ship that was never sinking. Always knew how to perform love in public and precision-cut cruelty behind closed doors. Mom is 62. Passive-aggressive saint, bakes cookies, donates to charities, but laughs when her youngest bleeds in front of her. "Don't be so sensitive," she says, right after stabbing you with a smile. Dad? Retired firefighter, stoic, commands the room in silence, only ever speaks when backing the loudest voice in it. And it's never mine. I used to think families were supposed to see you, not just tolerate your outline, so let's talk about the loan. "Fine," I said, breath cold in my chest. "If honesty's the new tradition, let's talk about the loan." The room stiffened. Mom froze, wine glass halfway to her lips. "Lucas." No more swallowing it," I said. "Aaron used my name to co-sign a private loan when he was denied. I only found out when my credit dropped 90 points. Aaron blinked, then rolled his eyes. "You weren't using your credit. I needed it for the house. You're always sitting on money and doing nothing. I didn't consent, I said slowly. That's fraud. Your family? Dad finally spoke, arms crossed. Sometimes you make sacrifices. My heart thudded, not from shock, but from the cold, sharp confirmation. I wasn't a son. I was an asset. You should thank me. You should thank me, Aaron said. You've always wanted to matter. Well, now you do. My hands trembled under the table. You're not serious, I whispered. You don't have a wife, no kids. You rent, you work God knows where. This was something real. It was an investment. In your name, I hissed. But on my credit. Mom stood up, napkin in hand, like a white flag. All right, that's enough. It's Christmas. Let's just move on. I smiled, tight-lipped, cold. Sure, I said. Let's move on. The night I got him out of jail. Aaron doesn't know this, but 5 years ago he should have gone to jail. He was 25, drunk, driving home from his firm's party. Hit a parked car, then another. I was the one who answered when he called. I was the one who erased the trail, cleaned the dash cam logs, intercepted the insurance report, paid the guy under the table. They said, Lucas never shows up. I uploaded it to a public drive, anonymous link, then pasted it in an email. To the estate attorney. I believe this should be reviewed. A concerned relative. I hit send. Just one. For now. Do you hear me now? 3 days later, everything burned. Aaron's firm received a complaint. Mom's voicemail filled with questions. Dad showed up at my apartment. What did you do? He growled. Shared the truth, I said calmly. I can share more. Want to see what else is in the folder? He didn't speak, just stared like he'd never really looked at me before. You all finally hear me now? I said. Or do you need another file? Mom called, sobbing, left 7 voicemails. Aaron sent a text. You destroyed everything. I hope it was worth it. I replied. Not everything, just the illusion. I didn't gloat, didn't go online to watch the drama unfold. I closed the drive, changed the password, took a walk. 3 days later, Dad came by again, apologized, in his way. We didn't know, he said. You didn't want to know. He didn't argue. You're not invisible, Lucas, he said softly. I believed him, not because he was convincing, but because for once he looked small, honest. I moved out of the city a month later, found a quiet place near the coast, learned how to cook for one without feeling like something was missing. Aaron stopped calling. Mom sends emails now, shorter, quieter. Dad came by once, left a book in my mailbox. To the one who finally told the truth. Some things can't be fixed, some don't need to be, but something broke open that Christmas. And from the wreckage, something like peace started to grow. I'm not the villain. I'm not the victim. I'm the one who finally spoke. And if they ever forget again, there's still a folder labeled, Later.